Welcome back to the VybeShift Podcast. This week we've been exploring the challenge that many successful professionals know all too well. I can't shut it off. Not the phone, not the computer, not the calendar, the mind. The workday ends, the responsibilities pause, the world grows quiet, and yet something inside continues moving, planning, preparing, reviewing, replaying, searching, as if the mind never received the message that the shift is over. Today, I'd like to explore a question that may change the way you relate to all of it. The problem has been solved. Have you ever noticed how often the mind revisits things that are already over? A conversation from yesterday, a meeting from this morning, an email you sent 3 hours ago, a decision you've already made. The event is finished. The problem is solved. The moment has passed, yet the mind continues returning. Not once, not twice, sometimes dozens of times. As though there's still something left to do, something left to fix, something left to prepare for. And because this happens so frequently, many people begin believing that there must be something wrong with them. But what if there isn't? What if your mind is doing exactly what it was trained to do? Think about your life. Think about your career. Think about the responsibilities you've carried. You've spent years solving problems, managing complexity, anticipating challenges, thinking ahead, preparing for uncertainty. Those skills helped create your success. Those skills helped you navigate life. Those skills helped you survive difficult moments. Your mind became exceptionally good at its job. The challenge isn't that your mind keeps producing thoughts. The challenge is that somewhere along the way, you began believing you had to attend to every single one. The invisible cost. At first, following every thought feels responsible. It feels productive. It feels necessary. But eventually something changes. You stop leading your thoughts begin leading you. A worry appears, you follow it. A possibility appears, you follow it. A future problem appears, you follow it. Before long, hours of your life become occupied by things that aren't actually happening. The mind becomes a place you visit less and less consciously, and a place that begins pulling you wherever it wants to go. The real question. Most people ask, how do I stop thinking? But what if that's the wrong question? What if the better question is, do I have to follow every thought that appears? Because those are not the same thing. Thoughts may continue to arise. Memories may continue to appear. Worries may continue to visit. The mind may continue doing what minds do. But something remarkable happens when you realize you have a choice. You can notice a thought without becoming it. You can observe a worry without obeying it. You can witness a possibility without surrendering your attention to it. The small realization creates something powerful: space. The experience you've been seeking. Throughout this week, we've talked about overthinking, mental exhaustion, the inability to shut it off. But perhaps those aren't the deepest problems. Perhaps the deeper longing is something else entirely. Freedom. The experience of freedom. The experience of knowing that your thoughts do not control you. The experience of realizing that your mind can be active without becoming your prison. The experience of discovering that you are not powerless, because many successful professionals secretly feel trapped by their own thinking. And what they're truly seeking isn't silence. They're seeking empowerment. They're seeking the realization that they have more strength than they've been giving themselves credit for. Look at the evidence. Take a moment and look at your life. Look at everything you've already navigated. The uncertainty, the setbacks, the challenges, the unexpected turns, the responsibilities. The moments when you genuinely didn't know what would happen next. And yet here you are. The evidence of your resilience surrounds you. The evidence of your strength surrounds you. The evidence of your capability surrounds you. Your mind simply forgets. It becomes so focused on preparing for tomorrow that it overlooks the strength you've already demonstrated today. Closing reflection. Perhaps the greatest shift isn't learning how to shut your mind off. Perhaps it's realizing that you don't need to. Perhaps freedom begins the moment you recognize that thoughts can exist without controlling you, that uncertainty can exist without defining you, that an active mind does not make you powerless. Because you are not a victim of your thoughts. You are the one aware of them. And from that awareness comes choice. From choice comes freedom. And from freedom comes the experience so many people have been seeking all along. The experience of knowing that you are stronger than you know. Until next time, remember, the problem may not be that your mind keeps thinking. The problem may be that you've forgotten how powerful you really are. Vybrational Stage Podcast Preview. On this week's Vybrational Stage Podcast, we're taking this realization much deeper. Throughout this week, we've explored what happens when the mind refuses to stop working, replaying conversations, anticipating problems, and carrying responsibilities long after the day has ended. But what if the inability to shut off the mind isn't the real problem? What if the real problem is believing that every thought deserves your attention? Together, we'll explore how awareness creates freedom, why many successful professionals unknowingly become trapped in the endless cycle of mental preparation, and how self-empowerment begins the moment we stop believing that we are powerless in the presence of our thoughts. We'll also examine a powerful question. If you are not a victim of your thoughts, what else in your life might you no longer be a victim of? Because perhaps the experience you've been seeking isn't a quieter mind. Perhaps it's the experience of discovering the strength, freedom, and empowerment that have been present within you all along. How the two shows differ. The VybeShift Podcast helps you recognize patterns and experiences that may be operating beneath your daily life. The Vybrational Stage Podcast explores the deeper awareness, self-empowerment, and lived experience that become possible once those patterns are recognized. Recognition creates awareness. Experience creates transformation. Continue the conversation. Ready to go deeper? Listen to the Vybrational Stage Podcast. Follow the link in the show notes. And join us as we explore what becomes possible when you stop seeing yourself as a victim of your thoughts and begin recognizing the strength that has been there all along.